Who's actually going to get the most bang for their buck with a commercial-grade ice maker, and who would be better off sticking with a countertop freezer? Is a 315-pound-per-day machine worth the space and the price tag for the average home chef, or does it belong only in the back of a busy CAF? Those are the three questions I keep hearing in the comments whenever a big-box ice maker shows up on a shopping list, so let's dig into that before you decide to click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the hesitation that most people feel when a piece of equipment looks more like a restaurant appliance than a kitchen gadget. The KoolMore Modular ice maker is a freestanding unit that stands about as tall as a small refrigerator and weighs a few hundred pounds. If you live in a modest kitchen or a condo balcony, finding a spot for a machine that needs a dedicated power outlet, proper ventilation, and a floor that can handle the weight is a real obstacle. On the other hand, if you already have a utility room or a commercial space, the footprint can actually be an advantage because it slides right into a corner, thanks to those long adjustable legs that let you level it on uneven floors. Now, why would anyone even consider a machine that can crank out 315 pounds of full cube ice every 24 hours? For most families, a regular freezer or a small countertop ice maker that produces a few dozen cubes a day is more than enough. But when you start planning weekly catering gigs, a weekend pop-up bar, or a home-based cocktail service that needs a constant supply of clear, uniform cubes, the math changes. Those full cubes melt slower, stay colder longer, and look better in a highball glass, which translates to a better customer experience or a more impressive home party. The KoolMore's 200-pound storage bin means you can run it all night and still have ice ready for the morning rush without refilling the bin every hour. If you're a small to medium restaurant, a coffee shop that offers iced drinks, or a catering company that needs to keep ice on hand for multiple events, this machine fits right into the workflow. The built-in diagnostics system is something you'll actually use. It flashes error codes if the evaporator gets too warm or if the water level drops, which cuts down on guesswork when something goes wrong. In a busy environment, that's a real time saver, because you can quickly see whether a simple waterline issue or a deeper mechanical fault is the problem. The side-breathing design with rear exhaust also helps keep the noise down compared to older blow-through models that sound like a dishwasher on turbo. That makes it possible to place the unit near a dining area or an open-concept kitchen without it becoming a constant background hum. But here's where the practical drawbacks start to show up. The air-cooled evaporator, while convenient because you don't need a separate water-chilled condenser, still requires a clear space around the unit for proper airflow. If you jam it into a tight nook, the temperature inside the machine can climb, and you'll see slower ice production or even a shutdown. That's a hidden trade-off you don't get from a countertop model that just sits on the counter. Also, the power draw is significant. You'll need a dedicated 120-volt circuit that can handle the startup surge. For a home user, that could mean an extra electrician's visit, which adds to the overall cost. Speaking of cost, the price point for a KoolMore isn't exactly budget-friendly. The unit lands in the high three-figure range, and while you're paying for commercial durability, the average rating of 2.6 out of 5 stars across nearly 1,000 reviews hints at some reliability concerns. People who have bought it report occasional sensor glitches and the need for periodic cleaning of the water inlet to prevent mineral buildup. Those issues aren't unique to this brand, but they become more painful when you're relying on the machine for daily service. If you're prepared to schedule regular maintenance, something a restaurant already does as part of its routine, you'll likely avoid the worst of those headaches. For a casual home user, those maintenance steps feel like an extra chore you didn't sign up for. Let's walk through a couple of real-world scenarios so you can picture the machine in action. Imagine you're hosting a backyard wedding reception for 150 guests. You've hired a bartender to serve old fashions, and you want every drink to come with a crystal-clear cube that doesn't dilute the spirit too quickly. With the KoolMore running overnight, you wake up to a full bin of cubes, and the bartender can keep the bar stocked without making a trip to a grocery store ice aisle every half hour. The result is a smoother service flow and happier guests. In contrast, a family of 4 planning a weekend barbecue would probably spend more time dealing with the unit's size and maintenance than they'd save on ice, making a